Hi everyone, and welcome to our YouTube channel once again. I am Becky,
I'm Will.
and we are the owners of Tucson Ghost Company, and we are also the founders of Tucson Ghost Society, and we do the radio show Mysteries Explained. Now, we started recently a Facebook page called Paranormal Roundtable. And basically, we started that page because of the fact that we want to take back the paranormal field. We've been noticing a lot of problems in the field, and we've been trying to educate people and get our voice out there more on what are some of the do's and don'ts of the paranormal field. Now, we already have some educational videos that we've done, but today we decided we're going to go ahead and talk about some of the guidelines that we feel should be in place for the paranormal field. And number one, what we really do suggest is that you don't go around calling everything demonic. What?
Demons.
Demons. You know, you really shouldn't use that word to begin with very often. Um,
It's evil and satanic.
you don't want to use that either. Um, what Grant Wilson always said is that he never liked to use the word demons because it gives them some type of power. You know, it makes them more powerful than what they really are. We don't like to use the words demons either because simply it is so rare. Negative, yeah. Grumpy, yeah. He's going to be a grumpy one. I already know. When he becomes a ghost, he's going to be a grumpy one.
It's on.
It's, but in all honesty, demonic is so rare, and that is one of the last things you want to do is go around calling everything a demon. We've been on well over 100 cases, and we haven't had anything demonic at all.
No.
No. Negative, yeah. Grumpy, yeah, but not anything demonic, not at all. One of the other things you want to not do is call everything paranormal. You don't want to go around running around going ghost, ghost, ghost. as you drive our cats crazy by doing that.
It's paranormal.
Not everything is paranormal. Even if your equipment is going off, doesn't necessarily mean it's paranormal. There are so many other things that it could be. Now, of course, you don't want to go in and tell your client, "Oh, you're a liar," but you want to try to debunk, though. You're not going to go in there and think, "Okay, this client's lying. There, you don't have anything paranormal." But at the same time, you want to truly help them, and to truly help them, you have to rule out that not everything is a ghost. There are situations to where we've been on cases to where mirrors were causing the shadows, because lights were coming in, hitting the mirrors. It ended up being that. It was nothing to do with paranormal at all. So don't go around yelling ghost to everything. Rule out every possible theory, which is where, it's important to know your equipment, study some other stuff, things like that, which leads us to our next kind of guideline is knowing your equipment. That's why Will and I have been doing these educational videos. You want to know your equipment. You also want to know a little bit about houses, buildings.
Right. And we got a word that gets thrown around a lot is settling. Your house is settling. Um, we need to change that word. It's not settling. It's already settled. The house has been there forever. It's expanding and contracting. The materials in it are designed by nature to do that. Whether it's steel, wood, aluminum framing, brick, it's all designed to expand and contract with the changes of temperature. Nothing you can do about it. So we need to get rid of the word settling. That's
That's going to drive you crazy, huh?
it is. Your house has been there for 30 freaking years. It's already settled. It's not going anywhere.
But there are some odd noises that are going to happen that are completely natural. And then there are some odd noises that may not be natural, but it's human caused. Like, for example, maybe they are hearing that scratching on the walls. Look in to see if there is animals in the walls. That is completely and totally possible to happen. So you want to make sure you're covering all the bases before you're scaring the client and calling something a ghost. And definitely don't call it a demon. And knowing how your equipment works is going to help you with this. Because if you're taking that K2 by the refrigerator, I know that drives you crazy. I use that refrigerator all the time, but it's going to go off. And if you're thinking it's a ghost because you're by this electrical appliance, you're going to just end up freaking out your client, which isn't good. So know your equipment, know how it works, know the downfalls, which is why we've been doing some of these videos, and we will continue to educate, about the equipment we use in the field.
And make sure your cell phone is off.
Yes, very much. Very important. One of the major guidelines for this field is you never charge a client. Do not charge a client. Never,
Cookies,
ever.
Cookies.
Cookies. You don't even ask for cookies, though. But that, I think, was the best payment we ever took was cookies.
Fresh baked cookies.
But you never charge them. You don't even ask for a donation. You don't ask for anything. You do this on your own free will. You go in, you put in all the work, but you never ask for a dime. Now, if the client comes up and says, hey, I want to give you these cookies, of course, eat the cookies. But but you're not going to, sit here and, ask them for money or ask for a donation or anything like that. You never charge and you never ask for anything. That is very important. That is like the number one rule. Never ever charge or ask for a donation. It is completely up to the client on if they want to, do anything for you. And I would suggest that if they do want to offer you a large donation, that you do turn it down because that is still kind of wrong.
But it's other than that, just don't charge.
Yeah, don't charge.
Never. Whatever else happens, that's fine. Who cares? But
Yeah.
just don't charge.
Yeah. And don't require donations because
Yes.
some people get around the not charging by we require. It's still the same thing. I'm sorry.
You're charging.
Yeah. So don't do that.
Doesn't matter how you word it. If you're
Yeah.
saying you require money to do this,
It's
yes,
still charging.
You're charging.
I'm sorry, you are. So don't try to, walk around it. Yeah, no money in exchange, okay? And if you're wondering why we keep looking down, is we have a list that we put up on the Paranormal Roundtable, and we want to make sure that we cover all the things that we said on this Facebook page. So always have one-on-one contact with your client. This is not, yeah, you're going to do some things over the phone. Yeah, you're going to, communicate through emails sometimes. But at some point in time, you're going to need to be one-on-one with that client for the investigation, and it should be for a reveal, unless you didn't really find anything. But you definitely need some one-on-one time with that client. You definitely need to go over there, do the investigation, not, just do everything by phone. Also, one of the main things that we really feel you should have is numbers of counselors or priest or anything that could come up. You need numbers to give to these people because it may not be something we can help them with.
If it's not paranormal and it's something where they need counseling, have an option for them. Give them somewhere they can turn and get help if they need it. If it's something that is out of your control, that you don't have a cure for, even though you can't explain it and it's not counseling that they need, but a priest to come in, or even though I really don't care for it, Reikis and meat and all that crap.
Yeah.
If that's what they're needing to make themselves feel better or to free them of whatever's causing them their problems, that have somewhere for them to go. Just don't go in and say, we investigated, this is what we found, now have a nice
you're
life.
on your own. Yeah, don't do that, because they're turning to you for help, and even if it's not paranormal, we need to be able to follow through. So keep up, with them, keep a list, and if it's beyond your control, don't try to make it something that you can do. Just know that you can't do it, hand it over, and know that you've done your best. Don't try to, you know, be an expert because guess what? That's the other guideline. There are no experts in this field. I know, sorry, babe. No experts. We're never going to know everything. I don't know everything. He really does not know everything. And we're never going to know everything because of the fact that this field is basically based on theories and beliefs and.
So that master's degree for ghost investigating doesn't mean shit?
Exactly.
Damn!
Sorry, babe.
I worked hard on printing that crap out.
Sorry, love. But yes, there are absolutely no experts in this field. And if someone claims that they are experts, you better turn and run the other way because no one's ever going to be that way. Ever. So that ain't happening. You should never investigate alone. That's another guideline. You have a bad habit of not following that guideline. See, he's guilty. You should always go in groups and, at least two people because of a couple reasons. Number one, safety. A lot of times you're going into these old, creepy buildings. Sometimes the floors are unsteady. Sometimes, there's all kinds of weird things.
Oh, so if you're going down, take your partner with you?
Yeah, basically. But no, you want someone else to, help you look out for, different things. Maybe they'll see something that you don't type thing. And also, you want a partner with you to witness, whatever personal experiences you may have had. Because if you're in a room alone and you're seeing, a shadow, you have no one to witness that. But if you have that partner with you, the chances increase that that personal experience can be shared with another person.
That's a bonding experience between a person and their own shadow.
Okay, babe. Uh, but if you do have to investigate alone, what we always suggest is that you're either A, in front of a camera where at least someone can see you, and B, you're within earshot of the other investigators. Never be by yourself to where you cannot call out for help or you're not, in a view of someone to where if you need help, you're just kind of stuck there. So always put safety first. And that's why we always say never investigate alone because safety is very important. Because it's not always the ghost you need to worry about. It's, sometimes people and buildings and things like that. So keep that in mind. Another big one. Never trespass. I know some creepy old buildings look really cool and you want to go check them out, but don't trespass. Don't do that. Always have permission to be on site. I mean, if it's a public place, that's, different, but still show respect, and try to see, make sure it's okay type thing. Because you definitely want to respect the property. Don't ever trash it, destroy it, tag it, put holes in walls, break windows, break down doors. Don't do stuff like that. And when you are there investigating, make sure you leave it as clean as you found it, if not cleaner. Clean up after yourselves. Respect the property. Very, very important is this next one right here.
Never fake evidence.
Yes, never fake evidence. There's a lot of teams out there that they want to be the next big thing. They want to get famous or they want their, whatever. Don't fake the evidence to get that way. You're not helping the field. You're not helping anyone at all. So just don't do it. Don't do it.
You're not gaining anything.
No, you're not. You're really not. We feel that a team should consist of 3 or more people, but that's more of a suggestion than a rule. A team can be whatever you make it, but again, safety in numbers. You don't want a one-person team because then you're always investigating alone.
More validity to what you find.
Yeah, exactly. And the more help. Because, you know, a team does do more than investigate. And a guideline for this definitely should be that teams do research, evidence review. You know, it's more than just going in there and investigating. History plays such an important role to a lot of what we do. You know, a lot of places, because of the historical value of them, so to say, is the reason why they have the haunting behind them. So, knowing that research and knowing what's going on is a big help. Now, if you don't want to go into a location knowing the background, then do the research afterwards. But no matter what, you're going to want to do that research either before or after. You definitely want to do that research. And evidence review and reporting back to the client is very important for sure. And I know a lot of teams, this is where we are going to get the controversy, I think.
Oh well.
Oh, well. um, I know my biggest influence was always TAPS, so ghost hunters. And I know they have a very strict rule on no criminal record, which I can understand that. And we do understand we don't want criminals in this field going out, robbing people, etc. Uh, but at the same time, there are people that have a past, they've learned from that past, and they moved on. So, what we suggest is that you do not have a current criminal record and that you've been clean for a while. You know, and when I say a while, I don't mean a month, I mean, you know, a few years. But you never, ever want to bring on, you know,
Pedophile.
yeah, a pedophile or, you know, a sexual, you know, rapist or anything like that. Never, ever. I don't care if it was from years back. That does not fly. You're not going to do that to a client. You're never going to do that. But, you know, people make mistakes in life. They learn, you know, and they shouldn't be punished from helping other people because of, you know, a mistake they made years and years ago. So, just no current criminal records is the main thing. And no recent criminal records. And definitely no alcohol or drugs while you're investigating.
Some bitch.
I know. I'm sorry, babe. Can't go in drunk.
There's so much more activity that way.
Exactly. Um, if you show up to a client on drugs or drunk, it's not very professional. Now, we admit we have done cases where they were at, you know, a bar, and after the investigation, the owner offered us a drink. That's fine. We've already done the investigation, everyone's sitting around, whatever. But while you are on property and while you are investigating, no alcohol or drugs. That's not ever smart. So stay away from that. um, you know, and I do agree with, you know, teams making sure that you're not putting out this scary vibe. So don't make your website all scary to try to attract people to it. You're just putting more fear in them. Try to keep it friendly, you know, not anything where it's like out of a
You
horror
want
movie.
it to be inviting for them.
Right.
So when they go to it, they can go, okay, I like this. It seems safe. It seems like something I can handle. Not, oh my God, there's skulls and flames and freaking dragons flying out of freaking
The devil.
Hades' ass. It's freaking, you know.
Yeah, keep
It's cool that people like that. I mean, we all like skulls and dragons and demons and all this crap.
well, we don't really like demons, but
The fact is, you want your webpage to be something where somebody that's scared out of their mind can come to and go, I feel safe.
all right. If you have like the devil all over it and they're already thinking that they have a demonic case, you're not helping the situation. You're kind of promoting the fact that they're thinking, "Oh, it's demons." Don't do that. Please, let's get demons out of our vocabulary in all reality. Let's do that, okay? Can we do that in the paranormal field? That would be great. We're not saying that they don't exist, but come on, every case? No, not even close. We also suggest that you all have some type of record for your investigations. We, in particular, we have a client intake form. So we send this questionnaire out to the clients, and it's pretty detailed. And we tell them that whatever they want to answer is voluntary. They don't have to answer any of these questions. But it helps us get to know the client a little bit more. And then when we investigate, we have a form that we actually use to keep track of our DVR cameras,
What
what
equipment?
equipment we have out, who was on the case, what time, we started, what time we ended. We have paperwork, we have a paper trail. And then after, when we do the evidence review, we have everything written down, printed out, and we literally have a file cabinet that we keep all these cases in and all the paperwork, because in the future, if they need us again, or we need to follow up with them for whatever reason, which is smart to follow up with clients, we have all this stuff, tucked away, so we can look at it and know, okay, this is what this was about. So we always suggest that, you
And
guys keep the paper trail.
here's another thing. You keep hearing about people not wanting to share places that they investigated, and there's no pair unity. Well, here's something, if you have a track record and you go out to somebody's house, they said this team came out here and investigated, and they said they didn't find anything, or they didn't find enough. You know, if you wanted to contact that team up, say, hey, we're out there investigating, they want our help. What did you find? We can go, hey, well, this is what we encountered when we were out there. This is what we found. Now, it may be different, but at least you got a basis of something you can communicate.
All right. Which, unfortunately, there's a lot of teams that won't share that information, which is a shame because that is not helping this field. In the last week alone, we gave away, with permission, okay, with permission first from our contacts, we gave 2 contact informations to competitors, so to say, okay, other teams here in Tucson. They contacted us wanting our contact information. I contacted the people first to make sure it was okay to give out their information. And once I got the okay, I had no problems giving it to the other people because we can all learn from each other. Again, we're never going to be experts. And this is a field where we continue to learn. That is very important. Continue to learn. Even though you may not agree with, someone else's way of doing things, you might still learn something in the process. I know we learn from doing our ghost experiences with the public. We have the public come in and they'll start to ask questions that we never thought of. And we'll learn something from them. And they don't even do this. They've never been on a real investigation, so to say. They just come on our, experiences. They bring up something and we learn from them. So it's a constant learning. Don't shut things out. Just continue to learn and share things. It shouldn't be, nope, this location is mine. Mine, 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 mine.
You own it?
Yep. I own it. It's
Does
mine.
the owner know you own it?
Exactly. Don't be like that. Share information, share knowledge, even if it is, with your competitor. Oh my gosh. Still do it because it's going to help the field. And that's what this is supposed to be about, helping this field. That's like the major thing. And I think one of the other things that we really need to cover is, the being respectful. Uh, there are so many people out there that aren't being respectful in this field, and it's sad. Again, not wanting to share a location, not wanting to, help with, share the evidence, which is why we shouldn't fake evidence. You know, Turning to another team when you have a question and getting new input. That's always a really great thing to do,
Yeah.
because it's a fresh eyes. I know when we went out to Toledo, my hometown, we met up with 2 different teams out there. And, they've been in the location the same time over and over again. And we went into the location and we started asking questions. And they're like, hey, we never thought of that. It's fresh eyes. So you never know what you can come up with, because you're so used to the location and you're doing this and you're doing that, and it's become routine almost. So you get that fresh eyes in, or those fresh questions, and that makes you go, maybe we should try that. So being respectful, being helpful, it's so major. And keep in mind, this is a very important one. You get to leave the property. So being respectful not only to the property, other investigators, but to the spirits. Because if you're going in there automatically thinking it's one of those bad ones, calling it out, provoking, whatever, you get to leave. Granted, it may follow you home, but still, you are making it worse for the client. Think about it.
Are you really going to kick the ghost's ass? I doubt it.
Yeah. How are you going to do that? You can't even see it. So you're going in there, calling it out, calling it all kinds of names, and you're not expecting anything bad to happen. Even if that ghost was misunderstood and it wasn't anything negative, you just made it mad. And what are you doing? You're going home and the client is stuck there and you just made it 100 times worse. Don't do that. Even if it is something bad, there is a way to still be respectful and put your foot down. Just like in real life. You don't go up threatening someone without, expecting some type of, negativity in return. But there are nice ways to be firm and put your foot down. That's what you want to do in the paranormal field. Be respectful. Which, unfortunately, we have seen a lot of disrespect in the field, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, when we have stood our ground and we have stood up and said that this and that is wrong or what have you, we have never called out a team. We have never put a team down, but yet we see others do it all the time. And like we will say, this is, a problem we have in the field. And all of a sudden we're looked at as, oh, well, you're picking on this person. No, we don't call anyone out. We're not picking on anyone. We're just saying that there are some issues in this field that need to be taken care of. And we can do this without putting each other down, without calling people out. We can take back this field on a positive, respectful note. And respect goes a long way. If we want this field to be respected, we have to be respectful. And I think we got everything covered.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all covered.
It's all covered.
There'll probably be more later, but it's all covered for now.
All right. So remember to hit that little like for this video, hit subscribe. Listen to us Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern on Spreaker/user/Tucson Ghost Company. We will be having some celebrity guests, some other paranormal teams, sharing ideas, being respectful. And stay tuned to our YouTube because we will continue doing educational videos. Every once in a while we'll go live at investigations so you can see what it's really like. And we'll, even share evidence and things like that. So, what do you want to say?
Till next time.
All right. Till next time. Should I do my sign off for Mysteries Explained?
No, they gotta listen to Mysteries Explained for that.
Okay, you have to listen to Mysteries Explained. Bye, all.
Later.